Hey guys, Coach JT, Coach Larry, Coach Campbell here with Chalk Talk Wednesdays. We're going to go over some Q&A from the discussion we had on Monday, which was a pretty lively one. And Campbell's going to lead us into those questions, and then we'll kind of see where the conversation goes tonight. Hopefully, she doesn't stump us.
Hmm.
Okay, so I have my own question for tonight, actually. And I was just wondering if you or if coaches JT and Larry could touch on the topic of managing versus just putting your best hitters in the lineup. I have some of my own thoughts on this, but I'd like to hear what you guys have and then have to say and then add in my own 2 cents, if that's cool with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So managing versus just putting your best hitters in the lineup. So there's obviously something behind this question. Um, what I would say is if you're a manager or a coach, your job is to put the players in a position to be able to win and to succeed individually and as a team. So when you're making any lineup, you look at the lineup and you sort of run through who you're facing, your opponent is, what you envision how you envision the game playing out, and where these people would best fit into that lineup. Now, is it always your best nine? Well, yes and no. Because if your best nine are all home run hitters that strike out a lot, that's not going to be a very effective lineup. Because what'll happen is they won't always hit a home run, or you get a lot of strikeouts, or you'll get key strikeouts. The pitcher will get key strikeouts when you really need somebody who's a contact hitter up there. So you take your body of work, which is mostly practice, some game, and you decide, okay, in this situation, I envision blah, 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 so that these people will succeed here and here and here. And when I'm building my lineup, that's how I think about it. How do I see this game playing out against this pitcher? And what is the best lineup? Not necessarily the best player or the best players, but what is the best lineup that gives me the most likely chance of winning this game and having individual success for those players? Does that make sense?
I would go on by saying this. What is a situation? What are you trying to accomplish? Where are you at? Is it fall? Is it spring? Are you trying to get players ready for the spring? So yeah, Atlanta would be totally different. You could put guys in there that don't usually play, but you're trying to get them at bats, trying to get them more confidence, trying to get him to see what he can do for that role for that team. Can he bunt? Can he hit and run? There's all kinds of situations you can look at on that player in the fall. Springtime, you're there to win games. You're there to win games. And so that's what you do the work in the fall to see what that guy can do in the game in the springtime. Like Coach and I said the other day, we went to watch a game on Friday last week, and they came out dominating. I mean, they hit the ball. They went through the lineup the first inning. It was 8-0 in the first inning. That demoralized the other team. We had no chance to come back from that game. Second game, we go watch them. Different lineup, different girls are in the lineup, different girls in the game, and you just saw how the girls were reacting to one lineup to the other lineup, and they got beat. So you ask yourself, what are you trying to accomplish here with these kids, with this team, with the players you put out there? Because when you're in the springtime or in the fall, if it's girls softball or whatever, and you change that lineup up that was doing what they need to be doing, and they're hitting the ball and this and that, and then you change it all up, there goes your whole team unity right there, and like it just does not work well. I mean, you could maybe do one, maybe two, but when you go to three or four girls in different lineup in different spots, when you just put up 9 runs in the first inning, it changes the team's attitude like that. So I would ask myself, what are you trying to accomplish here? It's fall. Get those kids in. Get those kids playing. Get those kids some at bats. But springtime, You're there to win a game, and that's what you're there for. So.
Yeah, I think that's great. We had a situation this weekend where certain officers just kept wanting to put like the same five people in the top of the lineup. And I was kind of getting a little bit frustrated with them because why would you have a guy who constantly, like every time he's up to bat, he makes contact, he gets on base? Why would you not have him hit leadoff? Why would you put him behind someone who's probably going to strike out? Because, like, I know JT is a probability guy, and he can tell you that if your first batter gets on base, you're like, what is it, like 65% more likely to win a game?
Yeah, it's not quite that high, but if you go inning by inning, it's 42% chance that they will score if they get on in that first batter gets on. 42% chance they'll score.
Yeah. And like if you have a guy who is a really good hitter, but he's been striking out a lot and he's kind of lost his confidence, why would you keep putting him up higher in the lineup where he's seeing all of these curveballs and all of these sliders and all that stuff he's striking out on? Why wouldn't you move him down in the lineup a little bit so he can see fastballs, like get his confidence up? Like I I'm struggling to communicate this with my officers because yes, we are winning, but also just throwing the same five guys in the top of your lineup is not going to work for every team you play against. And so I guess my question is, how do I take this information and present this to them and be like, hey guys, so maybe what we could do is like put this guy here because he would be much more valuable hitting 4-hole when like we know the three guys above him are going to get on base and he's going to hit a double and hit at least two of those people in, if not all three of those people ahead of him in.
You just did it. You just told us. And why is that smart? You got a very smart mind for baseball. Trust yourself. You just told us why he should move that way. I mean, you mentioned fastballs. You mentioned why he strikes out. You mentioned why he strikes out. If he goes down to 6-7, he will see more fastballs and curveballs and changeups. Why not move him? You just told us. You told us. You sold us on moving the team, the line down. Tell them, because you got a very smart mind. Just trust what you're saying is the right thing, and you'll be just fine.
Yeah,
honestly, you will be.
I think Coach nailed it. There's two reasons. So the question is, why wouldn't you do this? In what she is expressing her frustration because she told somebody and they didn't do it. And what I would say is, first, they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they would have done exactly what you said. Yeah, number one, they don't know what they're doing, or they would have done what you said.
Exactly.
Right? Number two is you got to work on you a little bit because you are smart. You do know what you're talking about. And as long as you communicate it in that way as an authority, I don't care if yesterday they told you you know nothing about baseball. If you go out there tonight and you say we're doing this, and this, and you just go to it,
yep.
What are they going to do, Coach?
They're going to do it.
Yeah, they're going to do it.
They're going to do it. That's it.
You're coming at it from a different angle. You're saying the exact same things. Here's what Coach and I know, right? Coach Larry and I know. You know what you're talking about. So when you come to us, you say, I do this, this, and this, and you know we're going to agree with you in most scenarios because you know what you're talking about. Whoever was saying no to you doesn't know what they're talking about, but what you're doing is, let me put it like this. Let's say we're at a dance, and guys probably have more trouble with this than girls because girls are so good looking, right? So the guy says, wow, she's alone. She's single. I've determined these things. I'm attracted to her. I should go talk to her. I really should go talk to her. I should talk to her. But then he doesn't do anything, right? And then by the time he gets over there, he's diminished his confidence so much that who would want to dance with him, right? It doesn't matter if she thinks you're cute or whatever. At that point, they realize and they can feel that you're not confident in what you're doing right now. But then the same thing happens on the field, right? If you just go out there and say, we're going to do this, and this, people will follow. I promise you. I don't care who it is. And a perfect example is we had this wonderful manager that was taking a team down to Phoenix. Super, super guy, right? um, I came to a practice of 35 and 40-year adult baseball players where he was trying to do running situations on the bases at a practice right before he went to Phoenix for this tournament. And I walked in and I said, this doesn't make sense. We're 40 years old. Most of us are older than that. And we're going in a couple of days to a tournament. Base running strategies is not that's not going to help us. You want to know what's going to help us? Give me a fungo in the ball bucket. That's going to help us. And I started hitting fungos in the infield and hitting fungos in the outfield. And I had the nets. I had them put the nets up, and I put the backstop up, and they were hitting at the same time. And I'm hitting fungos to everybody. And afterwards, everybody's like, oh my God, that was the best practice we've ever had. All this stuff. And JJ's like, man, that was just like college. Right. And I said, yeah, why would you do anything different? I mean, know that you do that, right? Well, I will say there were 16 guys out there, or maybe 14 guys out there. And well, including Sally. And do you want to know how many of them complained about that practice?
Not one. Maybe the one that was trying to run the practice, but that's about it.
Not even him. 5 minutes into it, he was like, okay, yeah, this is what we're supposed to be doing here. And that's how it works. The coach, and I don't care if you're coaching 14-year-olds or you're coaching college kids, it's how you perceive it as the coach. So if you walk onto the field and you say, this is what we're doing, and you don't just say it, you just go into it. You do it. Okay, you go do this, you do this, you do this, you do this. What you'll find is those people that were fighting you before no longer question you because you're an authority, right? And it's like I can go into a classroom right now of teenage students in a high school and talk about BS for an hour that's absolute BS, right? It makes no sense. And they'll listen to me the whole time because of how I'm talking to them. And they might actually believe it. I mean, people do this all the time. I've seen teachers, I've seen coaches, I've seen all that who command the presence of the people they're talking to because they have charisma and they have presence and power and they believe in what they're saying, even if it's wrong. They believe in what they're saying, and people just follow that. They want to follow that. The majority of the human population want that. There's a handful of people that want what we're teaching in here, like Larry and yourself and I. We want to be good at what we're doing, and we want to lead people, right?
I believe with that wholeheartedly. I mean, I believe that it's so true. If you're assertive and you what you're saying, you back it up, they're going to follow you. That's why the first thing you learn in umpire school is you make that call, you make it strong and proud, because they won't argue that. But if you go out or safe instead of going, he's out, and you're loud, who's going to argue that? You're going to say, no, he saw it. I mean,
yeah,
he must have saw it. He's confident about that call. Yeah. And that's what like your dad said. If you go out there tonight and say, hey, grab the fungos, grab the tees, grab the nets, grab this, grab that, we're going to do this. Okay. Now, one person is going to say, well, I thought we were going to do this. Nope. We're doing this. Because you came out there and it's what you told them what to do. But if you go out there and say, maybe we do this tonight, or maybe we do that. Your uncertainty is going to show to the team, and then they say, well, maybe we should do this instead. And then you go, oh, okay. No, you go out there. That's why we have practice plans. That's why we have it right there in the dugout so they see it. Because there's no questions about it. It's what we're doing. Bam, bam, bam. Now, did you do this? At the game, did you write down notes on what? Because practice is easy once you have games. Because it's a game. It's a book. It tells you what you're going to do. So let's say that Skyler or whatever made error on a double play at shortstop or whatever it may be. You work on that the next practice. You work on double plays, or you miss pop flies in the outfield. You work on that next practice on pop fly drills. Whatever happens during the game, you write it all down, and that where it comes the next day, you go back home, whatever, you write your practice plan. You do this, this, and this, and this on offensive days, this on defensive days. And then like your dad was saying, on Thursday and Friday, that's walkthrough days. That's just walking through what you've been doing on Tuesday and Wednesday to get ready for Friday. It's easy. But if you have it all written down and you're saying this is what we're going to be doing, no one's going to argue about it because they know that what you're saying is right, 100%.
Yeah. I've seen great coaches who have good ideas go out there and say, and they have these assistant coaches who are parents who are maybe do well in business or they have confidence and power from other things, and the coach will come out there and say, I think we should do this. And that's like an invitation to anybody who has an opinion to say, well, that sounds okay, but what if we did this?
It's life. I mean, we do it right now. We did it on Monday. We have our investors coming in on Monday. They didn't understand what we've been talking about for the last 3 months or 2 months. They finally came out to Colorado to see what we're doing, and we're able to give them the story, the book, what we're going to do, and they finally saw the picture and the vision of what your dad and I have been, Coach T and I was talking about the last 2 months. And they go, now it's making sense. Now it's all coming. Like, the other day we were talking about this piece of land we're looking at, and they said, no, don't look right. It's not right. But today we sat at the office and we wrote the story about this piece of land, and we wanted to buy it. Yeah, it's so true, man. We got this and this. Now it made sense, but they didn't know the story because we didn't know the story. You know what I'm saying? So we were uncertain about what we're talking about because we didn't know the story. But now we know the story, and the passion comes out, and now that's it. That passion goes to them guys, and they say yes. Now it makes sense. Same thing with coaching. We're the whole life we do is coaching. Our kids, our jobs, everything we do, there's some kind of coaching involved in it. And if we look back and listen and learn, it's easy. It's really easy. Your dad teaches me every day on certain things, and vice versa. I mean, trust me, he's one of the best coaches I've known because he teaches me other things besides baseball. I watch what he does on the computer work and what he does with that stuff. It's amazing. And he doesn't realize he's coaching me. He is. I'm watching him, and I'm doing it. Not all the time, but I'm doing it.
We're making progress.
It's every day, man. New day.
So does that kind of help you a little, Campbell?
Yeah, it does. It does help me.
Say, hell yeah, it does. Me sort of.
Hell yeah, it does.
Yeah. No, seriously, look at us right now, straight in the camera, and say, I am powerful.
You are.
Say it.
I am powerful.
I am confident.
I am confident.
I know what I'm talking about.
I know what I'm talking about.
You do. You do know what you're talking about.
You
100%.
do. You asked us a question and proceeded to answer it in the best possible way.
Exactly. The way we would have answered it. The exact same way. The exact same way. Good job. Just believe in it. Believe what you're saying is true.
Yep.
You'll be just fine.
Yep. What was that quote I sent you this morning, Campbell? Pull it up and share it. I think you should share it here. I send these little inspirational quotes, Coach, to my daughters every day. Not every day. I used to do it every day when I had a lot of time, but now I hang out with you all the time. So
what is time? What is time?
Okay. He said, do not try to change people that are only messengers showing you who you are. Revalue yourself and they will confirm your change.
If it says that, it should say, don't try to change people. They are only messengers confirming who you are. Revalue yourself, and they will show you your change.
100%. It's deep.
Isn't it strange that I sent that to her this morning? We're having this conversation right now.
I know, right? I know. Exactly.
Campbell, you are way stronger, way more beautiful, way smarter, way more powerful than you could ever even imagine.
Yep.
If I asked you to go manage a Major League Baseball team, I promise you, you would do a better job than some of those guys who've been doing it for 30 years. I'm not kidding. And I know you don't feel like that, but managing a Major League Baseball team is the same as managing a 9-year-old baseball team. It's exactly the same. You know, there are a bunch of kids that get paid very well to play a child's game. It's the exact same thing.
And your dad is right about the numbers. I mean, Buddy Bean or Billy Bean made millions off of that with the Oakland A's. I mean, with Moneyball. I mean, like, you know what they were talking about last year at the conference, ABCA conference? The nerds took over baseball. And it's so true. It's all about analytics and numbers. And if this guy gets on base more times than this guy, but he strikes out more than this guy, but he's going to score more runs, that's the key to the game, is who's going to score more runs. We are, because this guy walks. This guy gets on base. His on-base percentage is higher than this guy. So it's all analytics and numbers. But, you know, your dad and I are old school on a lot of things. I can hear a swing. I can see a swing. And I can tell you what that kid's doing right or wrong just by just looking and hearing how it sounds through the zone. But these guys are getting paid $1 million because they're seeing the spin rate and their things. I'm telling them, I know they have numbers to back their data up, and it's good and bad. But that's what I'm saying. You really can't hide from this game. If you're a good coach and you know what you're talking about and you see and you can hear, you can go pretty far in this game, and that's what you do. So just believe what you say.
That was awesome. I think it was funny. We had the Rockies pitching coach in our facility the other day, and he was talking about some of those same things. He's like, you know, baseball is changing because now we have spin rates and launch angles and velocity and all these different things. And we take that and we can instantly analyze it and say, here, okay, if you throw this pitch, you're much more likely to get this guy out. If you throw it in these areas, you're going to be in trouble. You know, just stay away from that, stay here, pitch here. You're not always going to win, and you're not always going to hit that spot, but you have a much better chance. And the fact that they take this information and they give it to a pitcher, that pitcher used to have an advantage because, think about it, if a pitcher has the ball in his hand and he's going to throw it, he is entirely in control at that moment, right? He is choosing where he's going to throw it, how he's going to throw it, what kind of spin he's going to do it. You know, maybe he's going to throw it at the guy's head. He's making all those choices. What is the batter doing right now? He's guessing, and he's maybe guessing intelligently and even more intelligently with all these video and analytics and instant feedback. And you see him immediately after his at bat in the dugout watching what happened, but he's still guessing. He's not in control at that moment, right? There's this space between when the pitcher lets go of it and the batter hits it where no one's in control. That ball's in the air, free flying, it's spinning, it's doing whatever it's doing. Wind can affect it. It could hit a pigeon. You know, you don't know what could happen between there. Nobody controls it. And then the moment that batter makes contact with that ball, now he controls it, right? And there's a space there from when he loses contact with the ball to where it meets the ground or the outfield or the seats or the player, where now they take control. But baseball is about giving yourself the best odds. And that's why I'm such a geek about the numbers, because I know if I got that first batter, I don't care if he walks or hits or gets hit. If he gets on and he's the first batter of the game, there's a 42% chance he's going to win. I also know that Larry's on the mound and he's going to shut him down. He gives up an average of 2 runs a game. I know if I score that first run in that first inning, I have at least a 50% chance of winning that game.
Yeah, there's so much data that's going into these games now that you have to have a DU brain and a Harvard brain because I mean there's just so much to it. And when we played, what was it? Maybe a fastball, curveball, and a changeup, maybe a slider. Now these pitchers have 5 pitches, and they can throw all the pitches for strikes, and they can throw them very well. So as a hitter, you have to look at the analytics of what like you see that table, that key. They throw fastballs 95% of the time first pitch. They throw curveballs 82% chance this time. You know, you look at their what they've been doing, their rhythm and what they've been throwing here, here. As a hitter, you got to have every little advantage you got to beat that pitcher because, like your dad said, he's in full control. He knows what pitch he's throwing and where he's throwing it at. And as a hitter, you like that. You got to make your mind up that quick. And especially now, it might be even faster because it's coming in harder now and with a lot more movement. So as a hitter, you're behind the 8 ball. But if you have the knowledge and you have all the stuff that makes you better to prepare yourself against this pitcher, I will beat you. I promise you I'll beat you. I will get you. Maybe not all the time, but 1 out of 3 is still I'm winning.
Yeah.
And that's what you do, you know?
Yeah.
It's a game of failure, so I'm going to beat you. I will get you. Maybe not twice, but I'll get you 1 time. And that 1 time will get a base hit to score 2 runs. So that's why this game is the best game in the world. Because it's not like basketball where you go like this or that, or football. This is really not an easy game to play. That's why anybody can't play it. So, you know, a little baseball with a little bat. And then you got to hit that together to make it go. And that's why it's the best game in the world to play.
Yeah, agreed. Love it.
Next question. What's next one on the agenda today?
Yeah, are we ready for question 2? Question 1, I kind of felt we all had sort of a releasing breath right there. There was a lot of tension build up in Campbell in that question.
Okay,
Don't let those boys push you around.
Question 2. Come on, let's go, Campbell.
Coach,
Okay.
we're going to the field tonight. We got to bring our guns.
Yep.
Okay, ready for question 2?
We are. Yes.
Okay, so this past weekend, our fall ball team, the 25 and over fall ball team, had a playoff game, and unfortunately we didn't win, so we're not moving on to the championships. But Coach JT wanted to talk about a player in particular. So JT, I'm going to hand it over to you, and then you kind of explain your question or what you want to go into, and then we'll just kind of go from there.
Yeah, and yes, we are going to talk about him specifically, but it's more about the energy of the dugout this weekend. So it's really about when you, as a coach, you can notice, and it's helpful if you notice when the other team shows this because you can really put the foot down and go after them because you can see that. But it's also helpful if you notice your dugout doing it because there's some ways that you can change it, right? So in the dugout, on Sunday when we were playing, it was very much, am I playing? Where am I at in the lineup? Who am I after? Why am I so low in the lineup? There was all kinds of stuff going on there. And part of that dynamic is it's not our normal team, right? I get it. We grab people from all different teams, even from different leagues, to put together enough people to play in the fall baseball league. And so part of it is that. And the last couple of weeks, I had been traveling with Larry and with you, playing in the World Series, and instructing a softball team in Iowa. So I missed, right? So I didn't have a chance to really build that rapport with probably four 4 or 5 of these guys in the dugout. But the biggest aha moment for me to sort of figure that out, right? Because now I'm telling you, I know that's what happened. Had I figured that out in the early in the game, I could easily fix that. And we'll talk about some ways to do that and ask Coach Larry about some ideas he has as well. But we were in a situation where we needed base runners, and we had a really fast young man playing for us, and he struck out his first 3 at bats, and this was his 4th at bat. So I came up to him and I said, look, I really need a base runner right now. I need you to lay down a bunt. I guarantee you'll make it to first. Just put it down the third base line. There's no way the pitcher's getting to it in time to get you out. There's no way the third baseman's getting to it based on the defense and what I've read from the entire game. So just lay down the bunt and let's get a base runner, because we needed a base runner in that moment. This was probably in the 5th inning, and we were down by 4 runs at the time and hadn't been doing very much at the plate. So he says, okay. But you could see in him that he was a little defiant. He didn't want to do what I was asking him to do, which was bunt. No, I can hit, right? But this is the same pitcher that he struck out looking pretty poorly the first 3 at bats. So first pitch comes right down the middle. He goes to lay a bunt down. I'm like, yes, exactly what the doctor ordered. And he pulls the bat back. The ball's, it's a fastball down the middle of the plate. Pulls the bat back. And I'm like, okay. So I go through the signs again. I give him the bunt again. This time he puts the bat out there and immediately brings it back. The ball's a high fastball at his eyes, and he swings at it and misses by about 1.5 feet. And I'm like, okay, so this is getting worse. And then, of course, the pitcher throws the curveball low and away, and he swings at it, and he's not even close to it. So he strikes out for the 4th time in the game. But what this sort of woke up in me or got me to realize was those guys in that dugout on Sunday weren't there for the team. They were there from themselves, right? And if you know how I handle fall ball, I say everybody pitches. If you pitch 2 innings. I don't care if you give up 20 runs or if you give up no runs. You pitch 2 innings, next guy in. Everybody hits, right? You bat in the order you RSVP'd for Sunday's game. That really drives me crazy, right? So, and they all know those rules up front, yet they complain when they get there and they didn't RSVP, so they're at the bottom of the lineup and all this stuff, and they're upset. Or they pitch 2 shutout innings, and I take them out, and they're like, why are you taking them out? Because you pitched 2 innings. And it's really, it's an energy killer, it's a game killer, and it's the surest way to eliminate your team from the game is to think solely about yourself. And it's why people get depressed, right? Because if I'm thinking about helping everybody else in that dugout, I can't be depressed. It's impossible to. If I'm thinking about myself, where all my attention is focused inside, and I'm thinking, oh, did I bat? I didn't get a bat, or I got pulled out, or I did this, I did this. And there's a game going on while all these thoughts are going on in my head, right? And I'm in the dugout doing this, maybe I'm crying or whatever's happening. There's a game going on. And so that batter who is up to bat on my team while I'm sitting on the bench pouting about what I did or didn't do or what was done to me is usually the thoughts. I'm doing a disservice to my team. I'm bringing the energy down in the dugout. I'm not supporting my batter in the box. I'm not supporting my runner at second base. That will make a winning team lose like that. Having that mentality, And you can't necessarily change that mentality. You can. There's some motivational tactics I'm sure coach will give you, and I'll talk about in a minute, to change that in the game time. But really, that's something that's established in practices over time when you're building rapport with the team. But I wanted to bring that up today because it's a real thing, and it's what coaches don't always realize that's what's happening. But when they come to me and they say, I have all this talent, I don't understand why I'm winning. The first thing I look for, or are these a bunch of individuals playing together, playing on the same team, or are they actually playing together? And there are times like the dream team for the USA basketball. Those guys all played on different teams. But when the coach for Duke, right? Who was the coach who brought them together?
It was the coach for the Pistons, Chuck Daly.
Okay. So whoever it was, he brought them together and he said, look, you all play for these individual teams, but guess what? You all play in the United States of America, and you all are citizens of the United States of America, and you all are going somewhere else to represent your own country. So as of today, in this practice, this is not a showcase. This is not a place where we just say, yay, we got USA, yay, go USA. No, we're here to show the rest of the world what USA can do. And doing something like that changed everything, where you took all of these huge egos. These are the best players in the NBA, right? These huge egos.
The universe.
You brought them down and you said, boom, let's go do this.
They lost that game. They lost to the college kids. They lost to the Bobby Hurley of the guys, Grant, and he brought him in and said, and he did it on purpose because he saw how individual they were. And like you're right. And same thing with the hockey. When the USA beat Russia, that coach goes, "Who do you play for?" "I play for New Hampshire. I'm from Michigan. I'm this." "No, who do you play for?" Run, 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 run. Finally, Rizzo goes, "I play for the United States of America." Exactly. You're playing for your country, your team. That's why the World Baseball Classic, the WBC, is so awesome, because you get in these guys that play MLB at the highest level, and now they're playing for their country. And now it's life. I mean, if you watch a Dominican and Puerto Rico play, it's life. I mean, they're going at it. Winter ball is amazing to go watch in Dominican Republic, because they're playing in their country around their fans that has no money at all whatsoever, and they're playing a game they love to play. And they're actually a little bit different when they play back home than they do play in the States, because they get paid so much money here. And it's not a right, it's a privilege. You realize that you were gifted with a laser beam for an arm, and you're playing the best game in the world for a lot of money, but when they go back home, they don't see that. They see, I'm playing for Venezuela, I play for Puerto Rico, I play for my country, and that's what you're saying. And like the gentleman that was playing for you, you asked to bunt. He's probably a new guy on your team. You don't know how you coach. You don't know what you ask for as a player on your team. Okay, you've been gone from that team. You've been here, there, but he doesn't know what your expectations are for that team. So yeah, he's gonna like, who's this guy? I'm so and so. I could play this game. You ask him. So in his eyes, in your eyes, in everybody else's eyes, he's bigger than a team. No one's bigger than a team. No one's bigger than a team. You're only as good as the next guy down. Like that whole thing, next guy up mentality. If this guy goes down, this pitcher goes down, next guy comes up, he's coming in. That's why you have a starter, middle relief, and a closer, because you all have roles. And if he's 0 for 3 and you ask him to bunt because you know he can get on base, you're not doing it to degrade him. You're doing it to help him out to get on base, help the team win. And he doesn't understand that. But you know what? You pull him aside next time he's on your team, and he's on your team full time. You say, hey, this is how we do things, especially in the fall. Fall is so tough because, you have so many other things going on. You worked your butt off from March till end of July for one goal, the World Series in your You're 40 over, whatever it may be, and you got there and you won it. But all the work you did from March to the end of July, you guys got that goal. Same with baseball. They start in February all the way to the end of now October for that one ring, the World Series ring, and they got there. But they have to realize you didn't get there by yourself. You got there with 9 guys on the field, and you have 5 other guys in the bullpen helping you win ball games, and you have that guy that come in and hit or whatever you do, or run. That's how you do as a team. So I guarantee you he didn't know what your expectations were, because you came in there and you know what you're talking about, and you're asking him to put a bunt down, and everybody thinks a bunt's the most degrading thing in the world, and it's not. If you're good at bunting and you're fast, you can go a long ways in this sport. You really can, because you're on base. You're going to score. I know one guy, Gareth Soul, he passed away, Ricky Henderson. He could bunt the ball because he was fast. He's able to get down the base path. I mean, he's on base. And when he's on base, he caused havoc. And when that happens, you're scoring runs. So that's all that was. I mean, it's tough to play fall ball and really, like what you coach it, 2 innings on the mound. So you're not pitching your ace the whole game to win again. You're getting guys in, like you said, to get ready for whatever it may be for the next spring. You're getting guys to work. You're getting work in. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care if you got 6 guys out and 3 up, 3 down. You're out of the game. Now you're going somewhere else. Now you're playing first, whatever it may be. You're like you said with the hitters. I'll be the first guy if I know I'm going to be playing RSVP, because if I want to go up to the top lineup, that's what I'm going to do. So you do that. You know what you're asking of. So and like it's a surprise to him. You know what you're asking of him. It's like a practice. You come to practice, you will get better. That's all to it. So you tell your girls, you come to practice, you're going to play, you're going to get better. If you don't come to practice, how are you going to get better? How are you going to compete next level? You can't. So you already set the expectations of, this is what I want from you. That's how we're going to do it. And this is the goal. We will get there. So I think you did the right thing. I mean, you just got. It's fall, and you know what you're doing. And like you said, you asked him to do something, he didn't do it, and he's not thinking about the team. He's thinking about himself, and that's the worst part for any team.
Yeah, I'll kill you. And part of the reason why I do it that way, where I have everybody participate stuff, is it's a short season. It's giving people opportunities that they don't normally get when we're in the competitive season. And it's allowing people to get out of a mess. As a manager, as a team, as a coach, a lot of times if somebody gets in a mess, I pull them out and put somebody I know will get out of that mess during the more competitive season, the full season. And in fall, I use that as training for them to, hey, no, you're staying in for 2 innings. I don't care if you give up 24 runs. Figure it out, man.
Yep.
It will make you a better pitcher. It'll make you a better player. You had 5 errors at second base. Well, go back out there. See if you can figure it out.
It's fall ball. I agree. I mean, it's time to get you learn in fall. You learn in practice. You learn if you don't go back out there, how are you gonna know what you can do? Yeah. Oh, I made 3 errors. I can't go back out there now. No, you can.
go back out there.
Exactly.
Yeah. And just say there's no way that's happening 4 times. If it happens 4 times, there's no way it's happening 5 times. And then you go, okay, you know what, coach? I need to work on ground balls over the off season.
Exactly. I know why I need to work
on some of those fungos, please.
Exactly. 100%. Exactly. I agree.
Love it.
I agree.
What did you think of all that, Campbell? I know I really went off and took a lot of time there, but what did you think?
No, I think that was great. I think that this is a really good learning opportunity for you and I, because with this fall ball team, you and I were there. I was there for like 2 of the 6 games, and you were there for like 3 of the 6 games. So that, probably wasn't the best for the team. And I think going into it again, if we are going to be doing fall ball again next year, we should communicate with whoever is taking care of the team while you and I are away. that's the way it should be run. Because I think probably part of the reason why you had those issues with that person in particular is because we had someone else in charge while we were gone, and I can almost guarantee that Mike was running the team very differently from how you and I came into the fall ball season. Because you and I were on the same page of like, we're gonna get guys in, we're gonna get playing time. You're gonna, we were like, we're gonna have Selly pitch because God bless her soul, she's probably not pitching during the regular season, and she really wanted to, and like we got her into pitch during the off season, but like we probably should have communicated that better with the guy who was in charge of the team. But I think this is a great learning opportunity for us. And then also, it's a great learning opportunity for other coaches out there to be like, hey, you know what? I need to make sure I am communicating this clearly because maybe we didn't, like, especially with the person you're talking about in particular. He was kind of a younger guy, kind of a hot shot right out of high school. And they didn't have any teams for him to play on, so they let him play on the 25s, even though everybody else is like 10 years older than he is. So he probably came into it with like this mentality of, I'm the best guy here, I'm the youngest guy here, I'm the fastest. And you and I probably could have done a better job of sitting down with him and being like, hey, we took you on, because Joe asked us to, and we do things a little differently around here. And like, if we had, I think if we even had like two more people on the team from our regular season games, it probably would have been a completely different atmosphere because those guys were coming over from like, oh yeah, we love JT and Campbell. Like we respect JT and Campbell. We know exactly what they're doing is going to be best for this team.
Whatever.
And so,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever it is. Yeah. Yeah. So I think we probably could have just communicated that a little bit better. And going forward, I think we can do that. And I think that's just a great learning point for all of the coaches out there listening to this too.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think your dad has a gold mine there. He doesn't realize what he has. I mean, because the best when the Rockies were the best team in our West, they had a great farm system. And all those guys came up from the farm, Tulsa, Colorado Springs, into Denver. I had a coach that coaches in football, and he had a run of like 3 or 4 state championships. And they asked him, "What's your secret?" We had kids that he coached at the high school level, now became adults, and they're coaching the junior high team. So those kids are getting the same verbiage at junior high for the last 2 years, and when you get to the high school level, they're already 2 years in advance. So with your dad coaching this 25-year-old team, they're going to get older. Now they go to 30. Now they go to 40. And the verbiage that your dad been telling them down below is now coming up to the 30-year-old, the 40-year-olds, and now you're winning championships because they know how your dad asked them how he's going to play. Like with our program, with our 14-year-olds, they're going to have the same verbiage. These coaches will have their own voice. But the voice that they're going to be having is also ours, how we're going to coach. So the same kind of verbiage, the same kind of knowledge, the same kind of stuff that we do at practice, they will do. So when that kid goes from 14 to 15s and to 16s, nothing changes. It's just going from here to here. Now they're getting better every single day. And that's what you ask as a kid is you want them to grow into the program. And that's why our model is so different than everybody else because we don't want to leave. We want to be part of Pac Nation from day they're here all the way to the end, and also in a college. Because now we're going to college team. Those kids will be coming in and have the same knowledge that they already did the last 10 years. And so that kid will know what your dad asked him to do next year, I guarantee you. If he comes back on the team next year, he will know how your dad's going to coach. And he's like, this guy is how he does things. That's what he wants from me. It's what can help the team out better. And that's how we're going to do it. So that's a whole team mentality. We're a team all the way through.
I love it.
Well, it's so rewarding to like as a coach to see your team start working as a team. It's the most rewarding thing in the world. I mean, like we saw it with the 35s in the World Series that we just went and played in Arizona. Like when those guys came together and played as a team, it was incredible to watch. And it just made me so proud. And like even this past weekend in South Dakota with my boys, like watching them come together and play as a team and, cheer each other on and be present in the game and like understand that, hey, you know what? I'm not like I had two different guys come up to me and be like, hey, you know what? I am not playing my best right now. I think you should think about putting so and so in for me because I am not hitting the ball. And like I know this person won't hit the ball. And like to have people come up to me and be like, "Hey, you know what? I'm okay sacrificing my playing time if it means that we're gonna win this game." Like that just made me so proud as a coach to
Yes,
see.
that barbecue you had with your team about 3 weeks ago. How
Yeah.
much did that change your team mentality and how now they're one. Now they're a family. Now when you go to South Dakota or go to Colorado Springs or go to Denver, wherever you go to, you're eating dinner as a team, not just three or four guys. Now you're going as a group, and that's where you start seeing that cohesiveness. That's where you become tight, and then that brotherhood comes in and it's strong, and that's all you ask. And so I want to know after that barbecue, how did your team change from there to now?
After that barbecue, the guys have really come together and I've noticed they've been a lot more supportive of each other and they're starting to go and like do things together outside of practice and just to like see them come together and even there are some guys who have been playing on the team for 2 or 3 years together and never hung out outside of baseball and then to see them go and hang out together it makes me so happy and I
Awesome.
love that they're finally coming together as a team and I'm finally starting to see that from them.
Good job, coach. Good job. That's a good job. It makes me happy. It does because when we first went out that last time, first time we went out there, you saw separation. You didn't see three guys even together at one time. It was two or one or whatever it was, and you brought them together, man. Good job. It's a good job.
Thank you.
Oh, and we should probably ask you, what is your record since then?
um for conference games we are 3-0 and then for games altogether I think we're like 7-0 or 8-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was important for our audience. I knew that, but I thought it was important for them to know.
Killing it.
It's all about getting the growth, man. You're growing with those kids. That's good. And like I told you for the first time, you know what you're talking about. Just trust what you're saying because obviously the proof's in the pudding. And if you can't see it, I mean, just look at that record on you that you're having. The boys are playing the runs you're putting on the teams, the defense you're putting up, the pitching you're doing. It all goes hand in hand. And they could not do that without a good manager, good coach, putting the right guys in the right situations at the right time and managing the game. So good job.
Thank you.
Amen. I mean, he's exactly right. And I think it's so funny that we started out this conversation talking about your lack of confidence. And here you are, 8-0, 9-0, whatever it is. And you went down to Phoenix with the World Series and managed to put lineups together against national teams. And I was going to say international, but we never played the Canadian team. They didn't make it to us. And you won. You were 7-0. It's, I mean, how much more evidence do you need?
I mean, you can still be a great coach and lose a game. I mean, I feel so bad for the Mariners because they played 8 and 2/3 of great inning baseball. I mean, we're going to Seattle, coach. I'm like, I was pumped up. We're going to Seattle. The series, I was pumped up. And one pitch, one change to a batter that walked the batter, comes out, puts another pitcher in, not the closer, not the stud, brought in a middle relief guy, and he threw a pitch that just right into Springer's bat, and it went about 380. And I was like, dang it, there goes Seattle. And but that manager's a great manager. Dan Wilson's a great manager, and he just went with the odds and the numbers. I guarantee he had a book on that pitcher or that hitter, and he probably dominated him through the season. But like I said, 1 out of 3, I'm gonna beat you. I will beat you, and I guarantee you, Springer's in that dugout looking at that chart, and it was the same pitch, wasn't it? The same pitch he hit. The first pitch was a ball, and the next pitch was a fastball, and they got tatered. But he beat him that time to go to the World Series. So it's just about you getting better as a coach, learning as a coach, getting your team better as a team, which you've done amazing job. So that's a win right there. Like what we have a good buddy that says, it's a win for everybody.
Campbell knows who that is.
I know.
Yeah, no, I love it. And this is a great lesson for coaches out there. And it's something that I run into a lot with Larry and the other members of our capital team and everything, where they'll ask a question and I have to ask a clarifying question of the question because I want to make sure that I'm understanding the question before I start to answer it. And what you'll find is a lot of times a coach will start to answer when they think they know what the question is. But if you don't actually know what the real question is, right, Campbell? You know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what the real question is, you can't answer it, no matter how smart you are or how good you are or whatever. So another good trait in the coach is being able to see through that illusion and kind of say, you know what, that doesn't feel like it's the right question, or something's not quite right, or maybe we need more numbers.
Drives me nuts.
Yeah, it definitely does.
I'm like, oh, here we go, man. Here we go. Then I got to relook at my question. I'm like, shit, here we go again. How can I beat your dad? How can I beat this question? And I go, oh, shit. Then I go defensive.
Then you defer to Athena. You're like,
yeah,
you take this one.
Imagine putting up with that for 21 years.
I can imagine. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. My girls will be the first to tell you that I drive them nuts with that.
Oh, I can imagine.
It's okay. It's okay because I'm not always right, but a lot of times I am. And what happens in that questioning process is whoever it is that I'm questioning figures it out. Even if I'm not right, they figure it out.
That's what we do, right? That's what we do. That's what we have to do is figure things out, man. And like I said today, we looked at that land and we figured it out, and we came with a great plan, with a great story, and when we got done with that story, we're like, hell yeah, man, that's what we need to do. I mean, this is it.
And now Coach is headed to Oklahoma City.
Yeah, I'm going to OKC on Friday, man. But we talked it out, and we talked ourselves into saying that's what we got to do, and we just got to coach ourselves up. So, like I said, every day we're coaching. Every day what we do is coaching. I mean, I have 3 daughters, I coach them. I mean, we don't stop learning, and we don't stop helping people out, and that's what the Pack Nation is all about: is helping the next guy up.
Yeah, and don't forget to look yourself in the mirror. And I'm talking to both of you and to myself, looking at myself in the camera right now.
Mm-hmm.
You got to coach that one up first, right? Mm-hmm. I coach myself up every day. You know, if your mom is the best in the world at introducing doubt into my mind, I can know with 100% surety that this is the answer. And then she's like, are you sure? Are you really sure?
Smart lady.
And all of a sudden, I'm like, well, I was sure. Now I have no idea.
I feel you.
It all plays. So I practice in the mornings, talking myself up so that if she does introduce doubt, I can say, yeah, I know I'm right. I know I'm right.
Love it. Love it.
I'm not 100% all the time at that point, but I'm getting better. We've only been married 24 years, so I got time.
Yep. Good stuff tonight. Good stuff.
I love it. Well, do you guys want to say anything before we wrap it up for the night? I think that was a great session.
Say thank you everybody out there who's watching our podcast, and look for some great things happening in the future. And we'll be traveling here real soon up to Europe for the European Baseball Conference, Coaches Conference down there in Europe. We're excited to take our knowledge, also their knowledge, and learn from them as well too about the greatest game ever made, baseball. And we can't do this without you guys supporting us and supporting what we're doing, and vice versa, as us supporting you guys. So I think this is a great community. I think this is a great organization that we have coming along with Pack Nation, and we're just happy to have you guys part of our family. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
I love it. Anything, Campbell?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you. As always, if you have any questions, please email them to either Coach JT, Coach Larry, or myself. We'll make sure either we answer them or we answer them on the podcast. And you guys can always hop on these calls. We'd love to have people on the calls asking questions while we're talking about it, while we're recording. Yeah, and just thank you guys so much for all the love and support.
I love it, Campbell. And the last thing I'll leave you in the audience, and hopefully I'm looking straight at the camera right now, but I want to say this to you, Campbell, to you, Coach Larry. You are amazing. You are powerful. You are a leader. You can make a difference in these guys' lives, whether they're the same age as you or younger. It doesn't matter. I've seen it in you. I know you can do it, and I know you will continue to do that. And I'm so proud of both of you. And I'm so blessed to be a part of this community with you guys. And as we add coaches, they're going to learn more from you guys than they do from me. And I absolutely love it. And I think we can wrap up our Chalk Talk Wednesday tonight. And thank you so much. Go Pack Nation. It's growing every day. And wait till you guys see what's coming from Pack. Mm-hmm. I guess I can say it. Pack AI.
Yeah, you can. You can.
All right. That's just a little teaser for you guys. All right.
All right.